In this lesson, we shall focus on the Mathematics Preparatory Examination 2023. It is Mathematics Paper 1, 3 hours, 150 marks, and we begin as follows. Right, we need to solve for x. 2x plus 1 squared minus 4 equals 0. And so now what we then need to do, we need to solve for x. So to solve for x, given this particular problem, we begin as follows. So the easiest way to solve for x, a couple of ways, like you can say 2x plus 1 squared equals 4. You apply the square root of 2x plus 1 squared, and we have plus or minus the square root of 4, which is plus or minus 2, 2x plus 1. This gives us 2x plus 1 equals 2, or 2x plus 1 is negative 2, which means 2x is 2 minus 1 is 1. X becomes 1/2, or 2x is minus 3. X becomes minus 3 out of 2. So that becomes sort of the solutions to this. However, this would not be the only way to do the problem, because when you're dealing with 2x plus 1 squared minus 4 equals 0, if you square this, it becomes 4x squared plus 4x plus 1 minus 4 equals 0. 4x squared plus 4x minus 3 equals 0. 4x squared plus 4x minus 3 equals 0. Which is 2x plus 3. 2x minus 1 equals 0, which means x is negative 3 out of 2, or x equals 1/2. Any question about this? No question.
No, sir. No,
Good.
sir.
Right. Let's move on to the next one. Right. In 1.2, we remember how to deal with this kind of a problem. And so we solve for this kind of a problem as follows. Right, to solve a problem like this, where you have 4x squared plus 12x minus 11 equals 0, which means minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a, which means that you have minus 12 plus or minus the square root of this one squared minus 4a minus 11 divided by 2a, which means, therefore, you have minus 12 plus or minus, then you're going to do 12 squared and 4, 4, and 11. Yes, too easy.
Yes, sir.
12 squared plus 4 by 4 by 11, 320, and you take the square root of that, which is 8 to the square root of 5. So you're going to have exactly 8 to the square root of 5. You divide by 8. So it's minus 12 divided by 8 plus or minus 8 to the square root of 5. You divide by 8. You have minus 3 out of you have exactly 3, because 4 goes how many times? It goes 3 times, it goes 2 times there. And then you have the square root of 5, which means x is your 3. We're saying 3 out of 2. Square root of 5 for x equals minus 3 out of 2. Square root of 5, which means that when you use a calculator,
Mm, 0.21.
you got 0.21. Okay, thank you so much for that. Always checking
No problem.
Okay, good. Thanks. I'm glad that we're able to actually have your calculator used there, which is okay. One of them is 0.73, which is
No,
yeah,
sir.
one
I
not
put the
point.
whole sum. I put the whole sum into the calculation. I have the black calculator.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, there are two. So it's not um 0.736 approximately, which is approximately 0.7. 2 decimal place says 74. Or obviously now you do the other one with negative. You do the one with negative 32 minus square root of 5. Your This one would be negative 3 point
I'm getting 2-1, sir.
okay, how did you do it?
So I just put
Which
the
one?
whole
Which
sum
one?
into
Which
the
one? Because you see
calculator.
that yeah, the thing is there are two of them. There's one with a negative plus and the other one is negative. Which one are you getting 2-1?
So for both, for the first one,
Okay,
I'm getting
type it this one. So just say minus 3 divided by 2 plus the square root of 5.
if I would I be wrong if I just put the whole sum into the calculator?
Like which one? Like the 4x squared.
No, 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 no. Negative 12 plus square root 12 squared minus 4. Oh, that's where I went wrong.
You
Okay, I
put
see.
minus, maybe you missed a minus there.
Nope, 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 nope.
Okay.
Right, sir.
Or is it
7.
correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. I'm glad then. Okay, so we have minus 3.736.
7-4.
Yes, minus 3.736, which is minus 3.74. All right, so yeah, that would be the answer. Okay, yeah, any question on this?
No, sir.
No question. Okay, the next one is yours. I'm giving you 2 minutes to do this
Okay,
one.
sir.
And then yeah, then you're gonna do the corrections together. I just want to know what answers you're gonna get. How far?
I just got my critical values. I'm
Okay.
plugging it in now.
Okay, that's fine. Just giving you 1 more minute.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good.
Okay, sir.
Yes, what answer did you get?
X is bigger than 4 over 3.
Okay, x is bigger than 4 over 3.
Yes, sir. Or
Or
X is smaller than 1 over 3.
x is smaller than 1/3. Very well done. Very well done. Okay, so you have 15x minus 4 is less than 9x squared. Now, transposing the terms, you can see that 9x squared, you move the 15, it becomes negative, and then the 4, then everything becomes bigger than 0. And therefore, this becomes 3x minus 1, and then it becomes 3x minus 4, and this is bigger than 0. And this is able to give us what we call our critical values, which are x equals 1/3 or x equals 4 out of 3. So now you have 1/3, 4/3. So now, obviously, because we're looking for where this is positive, so we're going to consider this one here, and you're going to consider that one there. Which means, therefore, that x is less than 1/3, or x is bigger than 4/3. Okay, so that's the answer. Okay, so let's look at the next question. Right, we have this one. We have this one. We have 3 minutes. You do 1.14. When you're done, then we shall discuss together. You have exactly 3 minutes. Then when you are done, then we're going to discuss together. When you're done, please let me know. 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 How far?
So I restarted. I realized I had made a mistake.
Okay, that's fine. We're practicing, so we're not in a hurry. We have 2 hours ahead of us. 2 hours of learning time. Right. All right.
Yeah. Benjamin Button, cold flows, reverse time. To find deliveries good as mine, you gotta search crimes. I'm scaling heights high and birds can perch, trying to be something, hoping that peace comes to my cursed mind. One thing's for sure that I've matured from my first rhyme. I learned long ago you can't please them all and it hurts trying. In this game, where all you got is your name like dirt. I'm smirking at niggas trying to besmirch mine. Absurd times, with a fake get told it is wise. I can see hate in both of your eyes, but the third's blind. So you search lines, but you struggle, which explains the puzzled look on the dull faces the words finds. I hate when raps become, but like do not disturb signs. Hey, not get it, if I see it's by the door. They instigate the fuckery because it's profitable. But singing stop the violence tools the dudes in hospitals. I pulled the plug because I've seen where that was about to go. They wanted blood, they wanted clicks to make their pockets grow. They see this fire in my pen and think I'm dodging smoke. I wouldn't have lost the batter dog, I would have lost the bro. I would have gained a phone, and all for what? Just to attain some old props from strangers that don't got a clue what I've been aiming for since the age of 14. There's no change if that
Are you
means
done? How far?
Not done yet, sir.
All right.
So I think I'm stuck, eh?
You think you're stuck?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. It's normal to get stuck.
Must explain what I did.
What did you do, please?
So I squared the left-hand side and the right-hand side.
Yes.
From there, I got 2x plus 2 minus 2x minus 2 root minus 7x minus 2 all in 2x in the root sign
Yes.
minus root 7 minus 2x minus 2x minus 2 all in a root. Then
Okay.
outside, then I also got minus 7 minus 2x equals to 1.
Okay.
And then I brought everything that's not in the root sign and also including the one that's on the right hand side. I brought it all to one side. So I said
Okay.
2x minus 2x plus 2 minus 7 minus 1.
Yes.
And then
Okay.
I left
Yeah.
everything else that was supposed to be in a root in a root. Now I don't know where else to go.
Okay, that's fine because this question was given to you, the students. But let us look at exactly what had to be done here. Very, very easy question, but you need to be very strategic. That's the reason why I decided to do these questions, because you need to be very, very strategic. So to be able to do these questions, what you do is you have the square root of 2x minus 2. 1 plus the square root of 7 minus 2x.
At first, I did that method. So
Yeah, because now I just transpose one of the square roots. So you need to move it. You don't need to square both sides when the square roots are on the same side of the equation, because then it becomes very nasty. And so now with this, you have 7 minus 2x. Then you're going to see that it's way too easy, because when you square both sides like this, what you're going to have, if you square here, it becomes 2x minus 2. If you have 1 plus 2, the square root of 7 minus 2x plus 7 minus 2x. And then what this gives us becomes exactly the following, right? So you have the 2x and plus the 2x, it gives us exactly a 4x. And then now when you have the minus 2, the 1 plus 7 gives us 8, minus 2 minus 8 gives us minus 10. 2 the square root of 7 minus 2x, which means that you divide through both sides by 2, giving us exactly 2x minus 5. Right, we have 2x minus 5 is exactly the same as 7 minus 2x. Then you square both sides again. Right, and you have 7 minus 2x. You square both sides, getting 4x squared, 10, which is 20x, plus 25, which is 7 minus 2x, and then we have 4x squared, minus 18x, plus 18 equals 0. Right, so now you divide through by 2. 2x squared minus 9x plus 9 equals 0, which means x minus 3. 2x minus 3 equals 0. X equals 3. X equals 3 out of 2. So now you need to check when you substitute, okay? So if you put 3 out of 2 into this, so you put 3 out of 2, 3 out of 2 into this, you'd have 3 out of 2, in which case, therefore, 3 out of 2 would have, for example, 3 out of 2, and then minus 2 there. So this would give us exactly, well, there's a 2 in front. Right, there's a 2 in front. So if you have these, the 2 cancels, and this gives us what? Right, so if you put a 3 out of 2 there, you have exactly 3 minus 2, which is a 1. 3 out of 2. Seven minus, okay, you have 7 minus 2x there, which is 7 minus 3, which is a 4. So at this point, you get a 1 minus 2.
so
Yes?
okay, that's fine. Continue.
Which is minus 1. Okay, so in either way, what I'm trying to show here is that when you take the equation, so you're doing a check, right? So
Yes,
whenever you're doing a check, you'll see therefore that when you have this equation, you can just write it. 2x minus 2, then we have minus 7, 2x equals 1. Okay, you put 3 out of 2 here. So you have the square root of, yes, 3 out of 2 minus 2 minus 7 minus 2, 3 out of 2. And therefore, this one is going to be 3 minus 2 minus 7 minus 3. 3 minus 2 it's a 1. The square root of 1 is 1. 7 minus 3 it's a 4. Square root of 4 it's 2. 1 minus 2 is minus 1, but it is not equal to 1. Meaning that we need to remove 3 over 2. But if you put 3 here, you will see therefore that 2 times 3 is actually exactly it's going to work because it gives us a 6. A 6 minus 2 is a 4. The square root of 4 is 2 minus. But if you put 2 by 3, it's 6. And 7 minus 6, it's a 1. The square root of 1. So 2 minus 1 is 1. So you can see therefore, so now we then say here, you need to reject x equals 3 over 2. So x is therefore not equal to 3 out of 2. Any question on this one?
So what if
Yes,
you
please.
just put that line and then you underline the x equals to 3 with the arrow?
Yes, it's
Is that
okay.
okay?
It's okay. Yes, it's
Yes.
okay. Perfect. Okay, because this was the last year's paper. It was the last year's trial paper. Okay, so we're revising last year's trial paper because it was a bit more serious. It had some serious things in it. Okay, let's look at the next question. Solve the following equations simultaneously. Let's see if we can do this simultaneous in 1.2. A squared b squared minus 2ab minus 8 equals 0, and the log of a plus 5 base 2 equals 3. See if you can solve this one.
Yes, sir.
Right. Right, so you let us know when you're done. Then we shall do the corrections. How far? How far? Done.
No, so
Okay. How far?
I think I got it. But I need to first proof check it.
Okay, that's fine.
I don't think it's correct. So I got A equals
What?
1 over
Yes.
2,
Okay, you
or
got A equals what?
1 over 2,
1/2.
or A equals negative 1 over 4,
Yeah.
B equals 1, or B equals to negative 1,
B equals 1 or negative
or
1.
negative.
Okay, good. Let's check. Let's check because we are practicing here. Right. 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 We continue. We'll check obviously we're doing corrections. Right. So now let us look at this and be able to analyze this. So we have A squared minus 2AB minus 8. We have A plus 5 equals 3. Base 2, which means that we have A plus 5, 2 to the power 3. Which means that A, 2 to the power 3 is 8 minus 5, which means
Oh,
that we have 3. So we got A equals 3.
I put
For
8
real
to the
simultaneous
I put 2 to
equations.
the 3 to the power 2.
Oh, I see. So now when you have the a equals 3, you put it here, which means that we have 3 squared b squared. 3 equals 0. 9b squared, 6b equals 0. Right. So continue, and we just need to factorize this to get the answer. And so if you factorize this, you would then be in a position to get the following. So the factors of these are 3b minus 4,
2.
and also 3b plus 2,
Yeah.
which means therefore that b is equal to 4 out of 3, or b is equal to minus 2/3. But obviously you need to check these answers. But all these answers are basically acceptable, and therefore we are done. And then we get our 5 marks, and we get our level 7 mathematics distinction, and we go straight to university. We do medicine, we go to Cuba, we go to the US, we travel the globe, you see, because we
Yes,
have our
sir.
matric. Okay, any question?
No, sir.
Right, we move on to 1.3. 1.3 is a piece of cake. Too easy. I'm giving you some.
Wait, sir. If I'm being honest,
Yes.
they said like if we usually skip 1.3. Okay, let me
Why?
say, so it's the higher order questions for lower marks. If we don't understand it, we skip it for value of
Yes,
time.
yes. But now, yeah, I get your point. But now with us, we are not in the exam. So
Yes, sir.
we are practicing. So I'll give you a chance because we have 2 hours here of practice time. You get the point?
Yes, sir.
I mean, it's a high order question, I agree. But I must give you a chance. You must
Yes, sir.
take a shot at it. Take a shot at the question and then share your answer, and then we do corrections together. Because I can do this, but it's too easy. But again, if I just do everything, then it's not good.
Yes, sir.
If ever you are a coach, just imagine a soccer coach who just enters the pitch and starts running, kicking the ball, kicking the football on the field of play. And that's what the coach is doing. But do you think the players will ever be able to play if now he runs alone, and when the match is tomorrow, he says, I'm going to show you how to run. He runs and he runs and he runs and he runs and he runs. And then tomorrow when the match is on, he tells the players, go, because you're watching me. Now we need to play. Do you think they can play?
No, sir.
They can't. A coach who runs the marathon alone and says, I'm going to run from Gauteng to Cape Town, and he runs.
Bitch!
When the time for the marathon comes, he tells the guys, just go and run because I showed you how to run. Then now it's time for you to run. Do you think they can run? So mathematics is like that. So I'm giving you a chance because it's a practice session. It's not an exam. Are we together? In an exam, I would say jump. But now we don't jump anything. We do everything. Everything. I'm giving you 2 minutes. And then when you're done, please alert me. Okay. All right. So when you're done, please alert me. Right. So continue. We continue. We continue. We continue. Let us know when you're done. Remember, we're not jumping anything. Every question is going to be done today. All questions. But we are here for 2 hours. Obviously, we can't keep you here for 10 hours because it's not fair. There are days when we're going to do cross nights online. We're going to do cross nights online very soon.
So I might have a cross night on Saturday, Friday, Saturday.
Oh, is it?
Yes, sir. And next week.
And next week. All right, that's
Yeah.
fine.
I'm not sure. I'll
Yeah, you
update you.
confirm. You'll confirm. Okay, yeah, that's okay. You let us know. Okay. So that we can.
I might come to you for paper 2. Cross night.
Oh yeah, that would be good. Yeah, definitely. Paper 2 cross night is very, very important because that is hectic. But also I'll communicate to you guys in advance so that you can know and can stay online the whole night.
Yes, sir,
Doing
no problem.
paper 2. Okay, because now you just be comfortable. You'll be drinking your coffee and stretching and solving problems the whole night. All right,
So,
please, yeah, let us know when you're done with 1.3.
I'm stuck, but I can tell you what I've done.
What have you done?
So what I did, I multiplied
Yes.
both sides by the denominator.
Okay.
And then I squared it
Okay.
both sides.
Yes.
Then I got p squared over 16
Yes.
over 16x squared equals to x plus 2.
Yes.
That's all I got. I wasn't sure if I should let I wasn't sure if I should let p equal to a number or not. But if I
I
was to do so, I
understand.
was gonna put 1.
All right. So now, obviously, a couple of things that remain very important here, and a couple of things that you need to learn. But obviously, if P is this particular rational expression,
Wait, hold on. So can I please go fetch something? 2
all
seconds.
right, that's fine. All right.
Yeah, I'm back, sir.
Okay, good. Now, yeah, I wanted us to discuss this one because obviously you're trying it and you're seeing what you have done. And so now this question, if P is this expression, right, for which values of X will P be real? For this to be real, there are 2 things. So we require that X plus 2 be greater or equal to 0. Right. And also simultaneously, we require that 16 minus x squared be strictly positive. And at this point, we have that x is b equal to minus 2 and 4 minus x is 4 plus x is bigger than 0. And at this point, to solve this, we have our critical values. Minus 4 together with 4, when this is bigger than 0, you go up, and this you go up. So right now you have minus 4 is less than x less than 4. At this point, we therefore are in a position to draw a number line and then say this must both hold simultaneously. So when you have a -4, a -2, and a 4, when x is bigger or equal to -2, but also x lies between -4 and 4, we have an overlap, and the overlap, therefore, is between -2 and 4. But obviously, x is -2 inclusive, and this is the answer. Any question on this one so far? Anything you do not understand?
Yes, sir. The
Right.
beginning. Please,
Uh,
can you go over it one more time?
Okay, good. Now, there are two things that are very important here, because you are looking for, you're asked to say for which values of x will p be real. Now, for these to be real, anything under the square root must be positive or 0, because the square roots of negative
Wait,
numbers,
So
yes,
for the numerator, what must happen?
anything under the square root,
Under
because
the
in the
square root.
numerator there's
Okay.
a square root. So
Okay.
now, for us to take square roots, we need to make sure that we have positive numbers under the square root, because if we have, so we must have positive numbers.
Okay.
Because if you have the square root of a negative number, then the calculator gives error,
Yes,
and the
sir.
truth in mathematics, we say they're non-real. Okay, so
Okay.
we require that for the square root to make sense, we require that whatever is under the square root, which is the x plus 2, must be positive or 0 at least. It must be greater or equal to 0. Or it is supposed to be 0 or more than 0, but it can't be negative. Now, also, there's a square root in the denominator, but a square root in the denominator, the requirement in mathematics is therefore the denominator cannot be equal to 0, but anything under the square root must be a positive number, but we can't say greater or equal to 0 because we do not divide by 0. So we cannot let the denominator be 0, because if ever somebody would be saying greater or equal to 0, making the denominator 0, then you'd have 1 divided by 0, which is undefined. So we don't want undefined expressions. So the 16 minus x squared must be positive, and the x plus 2 must be bigger than or equal to 0, which means x is bigger or equal to -2. 16 minus x squared will be 4 minus x, 4 plus x. Those are the factors. If we solve this, we know our critical values are actually the following. So the critical values are x4, x -4, we put them here. And then we look at the fact that the quadratic must be bigger than 0. I know you know that. And if it's bigger than 0, we're looking at what is above the real axis, the x-axis, which means our x. Yes. So what I'm trying to say here is the following. So the quadratic, because the coefficient of the x squared is negative, the quadratic must be what? The quadratic must have a maximum vertex. Must have a maximum vertex. So if it has a maximum vertex, then we're looking for where this is bigger than 0, and therefore it is between -4 and 4, and this is the answer. But now you plot the -4 and 4 number line, and also the x are greater or equal to -2 number line from -2 to the right, because now x is greater or equal to -2, you shade here, but x is between -4 and 4 exclusive, and you put open circles there. But obviously, these must hold simultaneously. It must be true for the numerator and the denominator. So in mathematics, and means you look at where the two number lines overlap between -2 and 4, and this is the answer. Any question? Right, any question?
No, sir.
Okay, good. Make sure you understand it. Make sure you understand it. Right. Make sure you understand it. Let's look at the next question. Let's look at the next question. Right. Here's a question that's so nice and easy. The following is an arithmetic sequence. Calculate the value of P. The following is an arithmetic sequence. Calculate the value of P. The following is an arithmetic sequence. Calculate the value of P. Okay, I'm giving this one to you for 2 marks. As soon as you're done, please share with us. As soon as you're done, please share with us. As soon as you're done, please share with us. As soon as you're done, please share with us. Right, how far, Lissetti?
You went too fast, huh?
Okay. You're finishing, right?
I'm just fact checking if it's correct or not.
All right, that's fine. That's okay.
So I got 9.
You got 9. Okay, let's just check if that is the case. You got 9. Okay, I'm gonna check it. I'm gonna do corrections and see. So you got P equals 9. Is that what you got? Okay, that's okay. No
Wait,
train
let me just
smash.
check.
No train smash.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Because we're practicing. But because it is an arithmetic sequence, the common difference is term 2 minus term 1. Term 3 minus term 2. Term 2 is...
Oh, okay, I see my mistake. I used the first one.
Did you use the first one?
Yes, for my difference for the third, I used term 3 minus term one instead
That's
of term 2.
fine. That is fine because we're practicing here. We're not in an exam. Right, so it's minus 2p plus 3. And then
Can
if
I
you...
just finish it here, sir?
Okay, that's
Before.
fine. Let me give you a chance. Just give you a chance. Then you let us know when you're done.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Almost there.
All right, that's fine.
Three.
3. Well done. Now, obviously, 3 is the correct answer. 3 is the correct answer. So because you can see 2p plus p here gives us exactly 3p minus 4 minus p plus 8. You add this, which is 4p is 12. And then if 4p is 12, you divide by 4, getting p equals 3. So indeed, p equals 3 is the correct answer. Right, so good there. Right, next question, write down the value of the first term. What do you think the value of the first term is? You have 1 minute because just 1 mark. Right.
Okay, so
All right.
for A, it's gonna be -2. For B, it's gonna equal 5.
Okay, let us check that one. So obviously we know that our first term in A, our first term is 1 minus p, and therefore 1 minus 3 is minus 2. The common difference D becomes exactly term 2 minus term 1. And we're able to see clearly at this point that we can be able to get the difference. And the difference here becomes exactly the following. So term 2 is going to be 2, and the p is 3 minus 3. Term 1 we've already seen is -2, and therefore this is 6 minus 3, which is exactly 3, plus 2 is exactly 5. And therefore this gives us the answer. So the common difference is 5, and the first term is -2. The value of P numerically is actually a plus 3 there. Now, here comes another question, 2.1.3. Explain why none of the numbers in this arithmetic sequence are perfect squares.
So I don't know how to explain it. Isn't it that they're just odd numbers? Oh, never mind. Never mind. 8 is not an odd number.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't,
Yeah, let me
I don't
let,
know
let
what
me
you're
let,
talking
yeah,
about.
let me give you some 2 minutes to think
So I
about
don't
it.
know. So I've tried it,
You
sir.
don't know. Okay. All right. Okay, it's
Thank you.
easy. It's easy. Let us look at 2.1.3 because you're dealing with 1 minus p, then we have twice p minus 3, and then we have p plus 5. But if ever p is actually 3, we have already seen that p is 3, so you have 1 minus 3, 2, 3 minus 3, 3 plus 5. Minus 2.
3 and 8.
Okay, good. Yeah, let's just see what you have here. So now it's going to be 3 and then 8. Good. So now the question is, explain why none of the numbers in these arithmetic sequence are perfect squares. Okay, we remember that the common difference D, we've already found it, and we found it to be 5. And it means that if you add 5 minus 2 plus 5, you get 3. 3 plus 5, you get 8. 8 plus 5, you get what? You get 13. 13 plus 5, you get 18, and so on and so forth. What we're able to see here is that all, but with no exception, all the terms, right, this is the explanation, all the terms except term 1 end in either 3 or 8, while perfect squares end in 1, 4, 9, 6, 5, 0. All the terms except 2, 1 end in either 3 or 8, while perfect squares end in 1, 4, 9, like perfect squares end in 1. Okay, like 81 is 9 squared, which is a perfect square. And so the sum of which obviously end in 4, like 64, which is 8 squared. Some of them end in 6, like of 9, 49, which is 7 squared, and so on. So now the perfect squares end in 1, 4, 9, 6, 8, whereas this one's end in 3 and 8, etc. And therefore, that is the reason why the numbers in the arithmetic sequence are actually, obviously, none of them are perfect squares. Any question? Alternatively, you can use the fact that Tn what is the first term?
First term is -2.
It's -2, and then the common difference is a 5.
5.
Good. Now with this, then we're able to then say T sub n is -2, 5n minus 5, which means T sub n is minus, it's 5n
That's 3.
your 5n minus,
Minus 7, yes.
yes, -2 minus 5, which is not a perfect square.
Okay.
Not a perfect square. So you're able to see that this is the formula for this, for the sequence, but it's not a perfect square. 5n minus 7 is not a perfect square. So
Okay,
that
so
indeed none of the numbers will be a perfect square. Yeah.
so each time the what's this, for the sum or whatever you call it, sir. If
Yeah,
it doesn't need a perfect square, can you just say you give the Tn, then you say not a perfect square?
yes, most definitely.
Okay, thank you, sir.
It's easier that way, much easier. Okay, let's look at the next question. Good, let's look at the next one.
Hold on, no, sir, please.
Okay. All right, because we're recording this discussion, but also going to send you the recording at the end of our lesson, you know?
Okay, now I'm done.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I'm glad that you're noting these things because when you revise, it's going to be easier. It's going to be easier to see what you noted down. Let's look at the next question. The following sequence of numbers forms a quadratic sequence. The first differences of the above sequence also form a sequence. Determine an expression for the general term of the first differences. 3 marks. Let's give you some 3 minutes there. A mark for every minute. A mark for every minute.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. We're practicing. So yeah, you let us know when you're done.
Okay, first of sequence. Okay. Determine an expression for a general term of the first difference. Is it not gonna be, hold on,
Okay.
negative 2n plus 3.
Okay, good. Negative 2n plus 3. Is that what you're getting? We're
Yes,
going to
sir.
try negative 2n plus 3, but we're going to check. We're going to check. Okay, because, yeah, I mean, this is a practice session. So we are trying a wide range of questions. Yeah. So now, well done there. That's the correct answer. So obviously, at this pointer, you're going to have negative 3,
Negative 4.
negative 11. Okay, you subtract these things.
It's gonna be plus
It will be
1,
1,
minus 1,
minus 1,
minus 3,
minus 3,
minus
and
4.
5. Well
Minus
done.
5. Minus 5.
Yes, yes. So that in the end, then whatever you're going to get is that Tn is a plus n minus 1 multiplied by the common difference. So that the first term of the first difference is it's a 1. All right, plus n minus 1. Now we need to get the common difference, which is this minus this, giving us exactly a minus 2. Right, so you then have Tn is 1 minus 2n plus 2, which means that Tn is 3 minus 2n. So this is the answer, or you can write it as minus 2n plus 3. So meaning your answer is indeed correct. Now, here comes one question for 1 mark. Calculate the first difference between the 35th and 36th terms of the quadratic sequence. You have 1 minute. And then do the corrections to 2.2.2. Right, please let us know when you're done.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Is it going to be 2, sir? -2.
Okay, let's just check it out. Not really. Try again.
Okay.
Giving you 1 more minute, then do corrections. Remember, it's a practice session. It's not an exam. So we're not fault hunting here. We're not fault hunting. We're not looking for faults in you, but we're trying to make sure we practice and we look at the kinds of questions that we need to be able to solve. Yes, leadership. I'm in class. I'm in class leadership.
Okay, hold on, sir.
Okay, that's fine.
After the class.
Yes, I'll talk to you after the class. Okay.
Sharp, sharp.
Okay, thanks, leadership.
Sure.
All right, thanks.
Savannah.
Right, so let us know when you're done, please.
-67.
67. Yes, well done. Finally. Okay, finally got the correct answer. Right, obviously there's a pattern we need to observe here. And the pattern is clear that to get the first difference between the 35th and 36th terms, like the difference between the first and the second terms is the first. The second term is the difference between the second and the third. So, which is minus 2n plus 3, it's the formula we've got. Meaning to get the difference between the 35th and 36th terms, you must get T35, which is minus 2 times 35 plus 3, and this is T35. Using our calculator, the minus 2 times 35 is minus 70 plus 3 is minus 67. That's the answer.
Yes, sir.
And that's the answer.
Yes, sir.
Right, so take note of the fact that to actually be in a position to get the difference between successive terms, like 36, 35th and 36 terms, you must just get T35, and that will give you the difference between term 35 and term 36. We move on to the next question. The following sequence of numbers forms a quadratic sequence. Right. Determine an expression for the nth term of the quadratic sequence for 4 marks. Okay, this one we're giving to you for 2 minutes. Too easy. 2 minutes.
Okay, close your door, Ka. I'm busy. I need to talk to sir. There's no water. Yes, me too, please. Yeah, I'm talking 5, 4.
Okay,
I'm
that's
not even
fine.
reading. So it's negative n squared plus 4n.
Negative n squared plus 4n. That sounds right. That sounds correct. Your negative, okay, you got negative n squared plus 4n. Okay, let's check it out. So you have minus 3, you have minus 2, you have minus 3, you have minus 6, you have minus 11. Getting the differences right now, you have minus 3, and this would give you exactly 1. This and that would give a minus 1. This and that would give a minus 3. This and that would give exactly a minus 5. This and that would be minus 2. This and that would be a minus 2. This and that would also be a minus 2 there. As a consequence, what then we can achieve here is that 2a is this one, 3a plus b is this one, a plus b plus c is this one. So now it means, therefore, that 2a is minus 2, you divide by 2, both left and right, getting a is minus 1. Simultaneously, 3a plus b is 1, which means, therefore, we have 3 into minus 1 plus b is 1, which means that b is a 4. And last but not least, a plus b plus c is negative 3. Our a is minus 1. Our b is 4. And therefore, our c is actually exactly a negative 6, which means that t sub n is a n squared plus b n plus c, which means t sub n equals minus n squared plus 4n minus 6. So you missed the minus 6 there. It appears,
See.
therefore, that you missed the minus 6 somewhere,
Oh,
somehow.
okay. I see how. I see how.
All right, I'm glad then you can see.
I
Now
didn't add
try,
the
yeah.
negative in
Okay,
front
good.
of the.
That's fine. Try 2.4. Show that the sequence of numbers will never contain a positive term. Show that the sequence of numbers will never contain a positive
So did you
term.
use convergence here? So
Yeah, anything goes, but yeah, as long as it is correct reasoning, correct
was sum to
mathematical,
infinity.
yeah, correct mathematical reasoning.
Pardon?
Anything goes as long as it is correct mathematically.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we're giving you 2 minutes, 2 marks. And then we do the corrections. We give you a chance to try this question your own way, and then you will see our own way after. It's fair enough, because if we show you our own way before, then you're going to be bored. You'll be like, then what do I have to do? Because you've already told me the answer. I already know the answer is this. So what? What can I do? Nothing. So we now want you to give the questions a shot, and then we can try and see what we can do next. So let's give you a chance. Right, 2 minutes. So you're done with it? You're done with it? Too easy. Show that the sequence of numbers will never contain a positive term. It will never contain a positive term.
I do not know how to approach this question.
All right, that's fine because we were practicing. And
Yes,
it's
sir.
all about doing the kinds of questions. Yeah, it's all about doing the
Please
kinds
hold
of
on,
questions
Sam. The
that,
people are following up my book.
all right.
Okay. Just 1 moment.
All right, should we start?
Hold on. One more
Okay.
moment.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Okay, now too easy this question. We know already that t sub n is minus n squared plus 4n minus 6. T sub n is minus n squared plus 4n minus 6. So right now, if you look at the 2.2.4, show that the sequence of numbers will never contain a positive term. So which means, therefore, that t sub n is minus n squared plus 4n minus 6. Right, and so now what we then need to do, we need to find the derivative of this, which means tn primed.
Douglas nowadays
The same is minus
like
2n plus 4. Right, and if it's minus 2n plus 4, you must equate it to 0. to get the maximum or minimum, you must equate the derivative to 0. And when you do that, it means therefore you have minus 2n equals minus 4. Dividing by negative 2 means that n equals
Okay.
2. And as a consequence, it therefore means the following. That at this point, you would then have the Tn or T of minus of 2, in particular the T of plus 2, right? And T of plus 2 put into the formula, which is minus 2 squared plus 4 times 2 minus 6. Now this is minus 4 plus 8, which gives us exactly 4 minus 6, which is a minus 2. And therefore, now if this one here is because this graph is actually a quadratic that has a maximum vertex like this at integer values. So it means the largest value is minus 2. So the maximum value, right? So the maximum value is equal to minus 2. If the biggest of all the values is minus 2, it means that we can safely say there are no positive terms. No positive terms, because the biggest one, if this allows us, the derivative allows us to get the maximum vertex, which is the turning point, right? And we can see the turning point of the quadratic function here. This is the quadratic function of the form ax squared plus bx plus c. But you see, at the maximum vertex, then you have that the derivative would actually therefore give us the maximum value. The maximum value is minus 2. If the maximum value is minus 2, it means we do not have any positive terms here. There are just no positive terms at all. But you see, this is one way to do this particular question. Another kid can come from another school and say, I know that t sub n is minus n squared plus 4n minus 6. The kid can then say t sub n, we can factor out the negative, getting n squared minus 4n exactly plus 6. And the kid can then say, okay, now we can complete the square using grade 11 techniques of completing the square. And then now we then can say we have n squared minus 4n, and we add half of minus 4, and we square these minus these, we square these plus 6.
I feel like this method is a bit longer or more difficult. I feel like the first one is better.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. So then we have the negative there, then we have the minus 4 divided by 2, and we then have obviously exactly a 4, and minus 4 plus 6 would give us a plus 2. But when you then continue with this, you would then allow the negative to distribute, getting minus n minus 2 squared minus 2. And then you're able to see that since for any n you can put here, this is always going to be negative 2. So this is negative for all. This is how we write for all. Is negative for all integer values or for all natural numbers. It is certainly a negative there. So meaning, therefore, at this pointer, you can conclude, therefore, that at this pointer, this sequence will have no positive terms at all, because it is negative, minus that. When n is 1, it's 1 minus 2, it's minus, and you square that. Minus 1 becomes a plus 1 minus 1 minus 2, it's minus 3. It will be negative always, and therefore it will have no positive terms. So one way, as indicated, is to get the general formula, which is minus n minus 2. You square these minus 2, and therefore we are able to see that this is negative always with the negative square negative 2. It will be negative always, but it will be negative for all natural numbers there. So any question?
No, sir.
Right, we move on to the next one. Let's try the next question. Good, let's try the next question. Right, we're dealing with convergence, and we have spent some time on convergence, but let us indulge more. Right, in 3.1, given s sub n equals 4n squared plus 1, determine t sub 6. the sixth term. 3 marks. This one was given by the Gauteng Department of Education. Let's see what you can do. 3.1. You have 3 minutes. 1 mark. 1 question. 1 mark, 1 minute. It's a minute per mark, so you can balance your time. Never take more than 3 minutes to do a question that's worth 3 marks, because then you're not going to finish the exam. Very likely. Very, very likely. Please let us know when you found T6. Remember, this is a practice session. It's not an exam. So, yeah, we're not fault hunting.
Again, with this question, I don't know how to start or how to come about it, sir.
Is it? Okay, yeah. To say when you're given SN, how do you find T6? Or how do you find TN? Okay, remember, we're testing your skills here. We're perfecting your problem-solving skills. Because these are past exam questions. They're not just questions we're bringing. Right. So, right. Okay, let's look at this one. Too easy. 3.1, just for us to practice a little bit. So what we have here is S sub n, which is 4n squared plus 1, and we want to find T6. Well, T6 will be the sum of 6 terms minus the sum of 5 terms. And the sum of 6 terms will be 4, 6 squared plus 1. The sum of the 5 terms will be 4, 5 squared plus 1. And then this would be, let's use a calculator. So you can put the whole sum there on the calculator. So with 4 times 6 squared plus 1 minus open bracket 4 times 5 squared plus 1 close bracket, and the result is 44.
40.
The result is 44. And then if this is the case, yeah, so it means for a T6 is actually exactly a 44. And that is the answer. Any question?
No, sir.
Right, so now T6 would be S6 minus S5, and then In the N formula, you can get S6, but you can also get. So if you take the sum of the first six terms, you add all the six terms. We add term 1, you add term 2, you add term 3, you add term 4, you add term 5, but also you add term 6. And then you minus term 1 plus term 2 plus term 3 plus term 4 plus term 5. You minus all these. So if you subtract term 1, term 2, term 3, term 4, term 5. So if you subtract the 5 terms, then you're going to be left with only the sixth term. So from 6 terms, you minus 5 terms, and then you're left with 6 terms. Right, we move on to the next question. For which values of x will the following series converge? Right, for which values of x will the following series converge? For which values of x will the following series converge?
So can you please put the formula sheet if you don't mind?
Okay, that's fine.
Thank you, sir.
Right, so, okay, because I've not loaded it, to save time, I'm just gonna, I could show it on the screen, but I'm gonna write some of the formulas. I want to see how well you can choose from this here and this and this. Right, right, and then this.
Wait, sir. Is
Okay,
the middle supposed to be R by SNA bracket 1 minus R squared on the right hand side? Right hand side?
this one,
No. Further right, further right.
this one,
What's right next to it? What's that? Can you
or
please?
okay, you're to say ordinarily you can just say R not 1. It's okay. Okay, right. So obviously the constant ratio must be smaller than 1 if ever we're dealing with the infinite series. But yeah, these are the formulas you are likely to use. Yeah, but now you see in the formula sheet, then these things, this one is normally written as, because the absolute value is not studied a lot. So normally here you have -1 smaller than R smaller than 1.
Thank you, sir.
Good.
Yes, sir.
Let's see what you can do now. Let's see what you can do now. Right. Right, please let us know when you're done.
Can I explain what I did?
Yes, please.
I said 4x minus 3 over 1 minus 0.
Yes.
Then I said negative 1 is smaller than r, but r is smaller than 1.
Yes.
Then I just said 4x minus 3 over 1.
Good.
That's where I ended. So
All right. So what did you get the because you need to say for which values of x will the following series converge? What are the values of x that you got?
I didn't calculate that.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine because you're practicing. It's not we're not fault hunting here, but it's a practice session. So obviously what we need to do, we must find the constant ratio, which is term 2 over term 1. Term 2 is 4x minus 3.
So the constant
You
ratio
square it. Yes. So if you divide this here, divide this by this, you get 4x
minus 3.
minus 3, which is the constant ratio. By this result,
Was I supposed to put that in the denominator as well for r?
yes, because you must say term 2 divided by term 1. And if you divide these two, you divide the square by this. It's like when you divide x squared by x, you just get x. So this
Yes, sir, but like
cancels one of them. Okay, what
what I
you
did,
put this
right?
in the square. Okay, right. So if r is 4x minus 3, which means that minus 1 is less than 4x minus 3 is less than 1. So now you have minus 1, you add 3, 4x minus 3 plus 3 is less than 1 plus 3, which means that you have 2 is less than 4x, less than 4, and therefore you have the following. 2 out of 4 is less than this, less than 4 out of 4. Obviously, this is like a 4x. So which means that 1/2 is less than x, less than 1. So now at this point, this is what we have. And so, but it is the case that we actually have that 4x minus 3. This we do, but we must make sure that 4x minus 3 is not 0. Right, so we do all these things, but we must make sure that 4x minus 3 is not equal to 0, which means x is not equal to 3 out of 4. X is not equal to 3 out of 4, so that is what we have. X is not equal to 3 out of 4. So obviously, because x, this 3 out of 4 is 0.75. So 0.75, this is like 0.5 is less than x, less than 1. 0.75 is between this. We don't want for x minus 3 to be equal to 0 because then this collapses and everything becomes 0. All right. And so now we actually have to make sure that it makes sense. So x is not equal to 3/4. So x, therefore, x lies between 1/2 and 1. So that's the answer. Any question? Right. Any question? In absence of a question, we are
Wait, sir.
doing
I do,
okay.
sir.
Okay, that's fine. That's
So where I
okay.
went wrong, sir.
All
So
right,
I did
good.
everything up until I
Yes.
got the ratios, and then
Okay.
what I had done after I got the ratio, I did not substitute it to R. What I had done is,
I did not use this equation here.
yes,
Okay, so you need to therefore obviously know that you need to use that equation. Okay,
yes,
so it's very important that you're able to use that equation there. Okay,
yes, sir.
right. 3.3 is the next one. 2 marks.
Okay.
Right. Let us know when you're done with it so that you can see what to do. Right, so that you can see what to do. So that we can see what to do.
It equals to 2.
Equals 2. Let's check it out. Okay, we're gonna check it. We're gonna check it out and see. Right. So in this case, obviously, what we're gonna do is we're finding the sum that is given in sigma notation. Right, from 3 to 5. So it's -1, then we have 3, 2 out of 3 plus -1 to 4, 2 out of 4 plus -1 to 5, 2 out of 5. So just starting from 3 to 5, okay?
So
Because
can't
the
you just say,
summation, the summation given is you need to calculate this summation, but you have this here, 2 out of k equals 3 to 5. So now when you get this summation, you cube this, it becomes exact.
so
Yes, please.
can't you just say 3 minus 5 plus 1?
3 minus 5 plus 1.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Since
we're
it
gonna do.
starts at 3 and it doesn't start at 2. I mean, start at 1.
Okay. We shall look at that one. Shall look at that one.
You can do. Yes, sir.
Yes, you can do that. You can do that. I'll talk about it. I'll talk about
You
it.
can continue with your method first, so it's fine.
Yes, that's good. And then we will actually look at the alternative method. So I'm just using calculator to add this up. And then now you have the 2 out of 4 minus 2 out of 5. We have minus 17 out of 30. Minus 17 out of 30. And that's the answer.
Okay.
See, that's the answer. But now, as you said, can you say 3 minus 5? Or 5 minus 3, right? That's
I
what you
think it's
suggested.
5 minus 3, but 5 minus 3 I got -2/3 if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, 5 minus 3 will give you plus 1, yeah?
Yes, sir.
So you get 3. It tells you that there are going to be 3 terms. 1,
Oh,
2,
that's
3.
what it tells you.
Yeah, that's what it tells. Because now I agree.
Oh,
So you can say 5 minus 3 plus 1 to say how many terms you're going to have. In this
okay.
series, when you expand, so 5 minus 3 to 2 plus 1 is 3. So it tells us that we'll have 1, 2, 3 terms altogether.
Yes, sir.
Which is true, but then we add them up and we get minus 17 out of 30.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Right, let's move on to the next question.
Wait, so can you please go back?
Okay, good. Let's just go back to this particular question. Right.
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right, good. We'll move on to the next question. Right, the next question is this one. Write down the domain of G. Consider the two graphs, G and H. Write down the domain of G. Right, so you have 1 minute. 1 mark. Right, let us know when you're done, please.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Negative infinity to positive infinity.
Okay.
Hold on.
Right. How far is Eddie?
So it's inclusive of -3 all the way to positive infinity, sir.
Okay, that's fine because we're just practicing. What kind of graphs are these? What we call the graph G and what we call the graph H? Here we're looking at what we call a rectangular.
Rectangular, sir.
Yes, rectangular hyperbolae.
Oh.
Rectangular hyperbolae. So now each one of them, so it's a rectangular hyperbola if it's one. Now at this point, if you need to write down the domain of G, so the domain of G would be actually we just look at G and look at the domain, the denominator. So the denominator cannot be 0. Must be 0. Must not be 0, the denominator. So which means therefore that the x must not be -3, which means that therefore the domain is x, element of R, x not
So it's not
-3.
inclusive. Oh.
Yes, so x cannot be -3. Okay, write down the range of H. One more mark for you to collect. What do you think the range of H is? This is H is also called the rectangular hyperbola graph. But what is the range of the graph of H? What is the range of H? Because the graph of H is H of X, which is 6 divided by X minus 3 plus 2. What is the graph of H?
Yeah.
How far with the range of H?
So is it not 2?
Okay, that's a good question. So obviously the range is Y element of R, but Y not 2. Because Y cannot be 2. Like X cannot be negative 3, but also Y cannot be 2 here.
So can you please explain how it can't be?
Okay, right. Because now for the range, you need to know that Y cannot be equal to this number.
Okay.
So Y cannot
That's
be
all
2 for the range, but Y must be an element of all real numbers. Why
Yes,
is
sir.
an element of the set of all real numbers? Because the range has all other Y values except 2. So Y cannot be equal to this number. So Y cannot be 2. In the same way that the denominator cannot be 0. So the X plus 3 cannot be 0, which means X is not equal to minus 3. So X is a real number, but X is not equal to minus 3.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Right, we're done. So 4.3 is a home activity for you because we have gone beyond the time. Right, so this one is a home activity 4.3, 4.3.1, and 4.3.2. Right, it is your home activity. We must thank you for joining us. It was awesome. Right, a home activity.
Thank you, sir.
It was awesome having this discussion. Until next time, we'll talk again. I mean, we'll possibly arrive for a class tomorrow if you're going to be available. Right, but yeah, otherwise, take care and good night and God bless. The recording is coming in the next few minutes. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Right, thanks, dear, and goodbye. Goodbye.